Welcome to my parlor. Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. Well, in short, I have a passion for Ugh, why did it just bleep me? All I said was I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than finding a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
God damn it! Honey, what the f happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
Hello, welcome back to Toys Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Now, before you say it, yes, I know, we got another action figure review. So, in case you're wondering, what's with all the action figure review lately? Well, number one, because it's fun. Number two, more importantly, I got a huge backlog of action figures I need to process through. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while is to be able to sit down and actually just do a couple of back-to-back uninterrupted reviews and get through some of these. Yeah, got to make room for new figures coming in. And honestly, I have figures going all the way back to 2022. I haven't even opened yet. So yeah, bear with me. Hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. So this figure in front of the camera, her name is Zinda. She is from the Stan Winston Realm of the Claw toy line. I believe that came out in 2002, so she's an old kitty, but she's still a good looking kitty. Especially, she's a kitty warrior with two swords. Now, I love swords. I love fantasy figures, right? I love medieval figures with swords. If they have two swords, even better. And if they happen to be feline, or any kind of animal really, then count me in. Like one of the quickest way to get me to buy action figure would be to say, hey, this is an animal warrior and come with swords and armor. Yeah, if it's a cool female, even better, right? Um, so sadly, we are actually not going to review Zinda today, although I'm definitely looking forward to one day do a review of her specifically. But the reason she's opening the show, because today we got a figure that technically falls under the cat warrior with two swords category, even though that is not all he is. What am I talking about? I'm talking about another action figure from the Four Horsemen in the Mythic Legion line. This was one of their convention exclusive last year in 2024. However, being how I never seem to be able to get to these conventions, I had to settle with the regular version, which is okay because the regular version, as you'll soon see, is pretty cool too. The only difference is if you get the convention version, you come with one additional head, like a dwarven bearded barbarian head. But that's okay. I would never use it. I would never display him like that anyway. Uh, but before I talk further about who is Gawrychh, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Like a lot of time, I swear these the four horsemen just grab a bunch of letters and throw them together and try to make you pronounce them. Although in the case of Garage the Unpredictable, he's actually a nod to Chris, one of the four horsemen. So I think his last name is Garage. Anyway, I'm just going to assume it's Garage, and I'm going to pronounce it this way. If you guys know how to pronounce it differently, let me know in the comment section. But before we get any further with that, let's look at some of the packaging photos. The package is very standard Mythic Legion affair, which is to say that if collector friendly, you can take the figure out, put it back in, seal the package back, no problem. The big window in front allowing you to see what's inside, and there's a story about Mythic Legion on the back of the box. On the side, there's a bio for the character, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Inside the box, you get quite a bit of goodies. There's a 3 head option, a tail, 2 large shoulder armor, 2 weapon straps. There's a wired underskirt that is soft good. You get an additional pair of hands, 2 swords, sheaths for the sword, and a long bladed weapon that is detachable from the pole. And here he is in his cat form. And this is the form I'm going to display him in. Because, well, like I said, I'm a little bit biased to cat warriors, animal warriors. So when you have a guy who can change form, and one of his form is a cat warrior, he's pretty much going to get stuck in that form. But anyway, let me tell you who Gawrychh the Unpredictable is. His bio is a little bit long, so I'm not going to be able to read the whole thing, but I'm going to give you the summary of it. Basically, this guy is a half-orc Blademaster, who is a bit of a trickster. In addition to mastering his blades, he is also the master of an art of D13. What is D13? Well, it's an art of disguise. He uses disguise and illusion to trick people, to let people see him as something else or someone else. And he often uses this to amuse himself and others around him, playing trick on people. But when push comes to shove, our Blademaster can put away the joke and get downright businesslike with his sword. So that's basically who Gawrychh the Unpredictable is. He's this kind of a unpredictable person. Interestingly enough, when I look up his biography on sourcehorseman.com, they listed him under the convocation of Basilius, so he basically one of the good guys and working under the Basilius uh, faction, which is cool because we got another cat warrior, Balam, who is from the convocation of Basilius. So I can see this two going to spend a lot of time together on my shelf. So what's so cool about this guy? Well, he is mostly built on this really cool, like leather armor body. Uh, I think a lot of his parts came with the Rangers, and I believe Lord Baldric, the Elven Lord. Uh, Again, if I got this wrong, you guys can correct me on that. Um, he has a more garish color palette comparing to a lot of the other Mythic Legion characters because like he was meant to be like a convention exclusive, and I think him being a bit of a trickster, he also has a bit of a garish personality. Most of these stuff we have seen before, although some of them are relatively new. Um, he has soft underskirt for his armor. I have heard some people say you can take that off and use that around his shoulder to give him like a shell kind of look if you want that, or like a little half cape if you want that. For weapons, he comes with these two sheathed swords that come out with the sheath. I love action figures that have functional sheath for their weapon, right? So many times when you get like figure arts, McFarlane, they cheat the sheath and it's just so annoying. Like, come on, you can make proper sheath. Or, no, like you don't need to cheat that. It doesn't save you that much money. What's really cool about this guy is that you can sheath the sword on his back like the way I have it here, um, or on the side of his belt. There's also two loops here, so you can carry the sword on his belt like katana style, if you wish. I am being a sword guy myself. I'm a little bit OCD, and you don't carry long sword or you don't carry double-edged sword on your belt in that fashion. At least in our world, you don't. So when I have him carry the sword on his belt, it really bugs me. Like it looks cool, but it just like really bugs me. So I prefer to have them on his back. Even though, before you guys mention this, I know you can't draw your sword if you carry them on your back like this, right? Um, so anyway, you can also, if you want, have him carry one on his belt and one on his back, like I believe the Hound figure from Game of Thrones uh, Legacy Collection. Uh, who made those? I can't remember who made those. What was it? Was it Diamond? No. Anyway, you guys know Funko. That was Funko. Yeah. Um, the Hound figure had it set up like that. One sword on the back and one sword on the belt. You can do that. And then of course you guys see they come with this super long bladed weapon. Like this thing is over a foot long. Like, and we've seen these parts before. Like this handle, the shaft. We've seen it on a lot of staff with Mythic Legion. And the curved blade is that obnoxious elven curved sword that we've seen a gazillion times in the past. But putting the two together was a pretty genius way to do it. Like, I really like the look of this extended curved sword. Uh, so yeah, good job, Four Horsemen. I think this is a good way to make something old look new. Um, And of course, this figure comes with a cat head, cat tail, to make it the cat warrior. It comes with a pair of detachable antlers that you can stick on the helmet, and come with two additional helmets. One with the orc face exposed, and one with the face covered. And then he comes with these gorgeous, gorgeous shoulder armor. I think these came with the Son Goku action figure. Sun Wukong, sorry, same thing, different thing. Sun Wukong action figure. I think it's the same shoulder armor that came with that figure. Um, Sadly, unless you don't mind your Blademaster to always have his arm down by his side, you are most likely not going to use those gorgeous shoulder armor because the pauldrons will inhibit his articulation like no one else's business. Like with those pauldrons on, he looks so good, but he can't bloody move, right? Honestly, Four Horsemen. I doubt the Four Horsemen will ever see this, but honestly, find a way to fix that. I mean, Savage Crucible, Harbinger Studios have Savage Crucible guys. They can have big shoulder armor and their arms can still move because their shoulder armor is attached to the back of the arm, not the back of the body. So when the arm moves, the pauldron can move with the arm. Or, uh, even Chinese third-party companies like uh, uh, the Morna figure that I just reviewed from Visceral Action. She had big spiky shoulder armor and she can move just fine, right? So it's not something that cannot be fixed. I think uh, this is something that I really wish that the Four Horsemen would spend some time on re-engineering how these big shoulder pauldrons can be attached because it's so obnoxious getting good-looking armors and then you either use them and your figure can't pose, or you want to pose your figure, you can't use them. Like that's not a choice that we should have to make as collectors. Before I go any further talking about the figure, let's look at some posing photos with his different head options and different look that you can get out of this guy. When it comes to mixing and matching and articulation, this figure is a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, he's a lot of fun to play with because you can get a lot of look out of him. And he definitely comes with enough body parts for you to mix and match, especially if you grab some helmet ornament from other Mythic Legion figures for his additional helmet. You can really get some cool looks out of him. With that said, he does have a little bit of a weak joint in the mid torso and in the leg. Nothing drastic or horrible, but when you're posing him, you will notice that he tends to uh, be a little bit limp sometimes. And also, if you want to have his full armor on, you will notice that his articulation really, really suffers, which is why I have to choose to go without the shoulder armor, even though I really love them. Now, my last Mythic Legion review, I was very harsh on the Undead of Iconfell. And those of you that have seen that review know that my problem with those guys were number one, they were kind of small, skinny. Number two, they were pretty expensive, $50 each, even though they were supposed to be army builders. And number three, they didn't really come with a heck of a lot for you to uh, equip them or change up their look or stuff like that. Although on paper it looked like a lot, but when you consider that $50 is what you pay, it's yeah a little bit lacking. This guy here, 37 bucks, I believe, and you get three heads, a pair of antlers, a pair of large shoulder pauldrons, even though you can't really use them, a pair of functional swords and sheaths, and then a long, really big, curved bladed weapon. He also has a pair of extra hands as well. And if you want to count stuff that you can remove, the collar piece for his armor, the gorget, comes off. The two short leather weapon strap come off. The underskirt, which is soft, good, wired, uh, comes off. So for 37 bucks, okay, we'll just say 37. Was let's even say a $40, right? Even if this guy's $40, you are getting so much out of it, so much more worth it than those undead of Iconfell. And this is why I have been a big fan of the Four Horsemen and the Mythic Legion for such a long time. Despite once in a while they kind of kick you in the nuts with making you buy something that is a total bust uh, value wise. Most of the time, when you open a Four Horsemen action figure and get it in hand, uh, you're left with the feeling of money well spent. And this guy is one of those examples. Now, next up, we are going to get to his partner, his friend, Gasper the Unamused. And unfortunately for that figure, we're kind of going back to he's a little bit lacking, right? But I think when you got these as convention exclusive, you were supposed to get these guys in a 2-pack. So that's really good value, right? Considering how much this guy come with, so he kind of makes up for the uh, lack of stuff that his partner has. Getting them individually, however, then you kind of run into the situation of you get your money worth it with this guy. But when you get Gasper the Unamused, then you kind of feel like uh that this guy's a little bit light on accessory. Um, so that's a little bit of a spoiler. That when I do the Gasper the Unamused review, that's one point I'll definitely be bringing up is the lack of accessory for that one. Um, there's not really a lot more to say with this guy. So I'm going to, because he's at the end of the day he is your very standard Mythic Legion warrior. Single jointed elbow, single jointed knees, no butterfly joints. Like, yeah, we know by this point that Mythic Legion guys don't articulate super well. I mean, they are improving. Ever since last year, the end of last year, they're coming up with some really well articulated stuff. But we are still a little ways off to getting to those, right? For now, just be satisfied that these guys look really good. The color, the paint, the sculptural details on the armor, on the fur, on the cloth, on the leather look wonderful, feel wonderful. And we'll have to wait for a little bit longer for uh, actually articulated or actually well articulated Mythic Legion figures. I'm going to show you guys some size comparison photo to let you guys see how good this guy stand with other cat warriors and with some other warrior type. And I'll give you my final words during those foot slide. For now, have a good night, and we'll be back tomorrow for our regularly scheduled Wisdom Wednesday. As of this video, you can still find this figure, I believe, on Four Horsemen, Store Horseman website. And I say go grab one if you haven't. Like, this is such a good figure for $37. You got so many options, and I mean, I'm a little bit biased because I love Cat Warriors and his Cat Warrior look with the 2 swords and a long spear weapon. Yeah, it's just really, really cool. For $37, you just can't go wrong for something like this. Comparing to those skeletons, undead Viking, this is so much better.